Welcome back, everyone, to the Art Saddle podcast. How is all keeping? You're well. My name is Keenan Flannery, and I'm one of your wonderful hosts. And I'm here, as always, with my phenomenal co-host, the wonderful and talented Mr. Copper Kelly. Say hello.
Hello. How are you doing? You well?
Hey, well, I'm doing well. I'm sure they are as well. How are you?
Just I'm all right. I'm all right. Good to be talking to you, my good friend.
It is. It's always a wonder to hear your voice.
Yes.
But
that dub accent of yours as well.
that dirty Jackie accent
can't
of mine.
get enough.
You can't get enough. You can't. He never stops ringing me during the week. He just wants to say hello, hear this voice, sing sweet lullabies to him.
That's it.
But anyway, so we have an awesome episode for us. We have loads of news. We're going to be chatting a bit about festivals and our experience with festivals. We're going to have some chats about other interesting things. So before we kick it off, Copper, do you want to let them know where they can find everything and how they can get in touch?
Yeah.
And I know we're setting up something about being able to send in messages as well. I know we're trying to set that up.
Yes, we are. If you want to follow us on the social medias, the socials, you can go over to Facebook, Instagram. We are the Art Saddle Podcast. And you can email us, theartsaddle@gmail.com. And if you would like to help support the podcast and get extra bonus episodes every week, you can go to patreon.com/theartsaddlepodcast, where I think now we have, after today's bonus episode, there should be 8 bonus episodes there. So even if you sign up now, you can get access to all these older bonus episodes, but they're kind of they live in the here and now. They're not stuck in one time. They're kind of, we talk about general stuff and have the crack.
We don't really talk about much news on it.
No,
we just have
the news is on the main
crack.
show, and then we have the crack on the bonus.
And also, I know I've been saying this for weeks, but I am finally going to send you the audio from the gig we did in Armagh.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it over to you, and I have it on my desktop. So that's going to go to you, and you can take a lot of them are single songs and stuff, so you can take them and pop them up.
Yeah.
There. So if you want to hear me and Copper's first and only jam to this date.
To this date.
Plenty more to come.
Hope so.
That'll be going up there. And it's awesome. And I know I said we're trying to set up on Spotify being able to send messages to the show where we can listen in.
That's it. So you can go into the show notes, into the description of the show notes, and it should say
on Spotify, is it?
Yeah, on Spotify anyway. It should have a link to say if you want to leave us a voice message, and then we could play it on the show. So that's in place there now. So if you want to do that, leave us a voice message. And I want to give a big, huge shout out to one of our patrons, Carol Lewis.
Whoop, whoop.
I know we talk about her nearly every episode, but there's good reason, because she upped her pledge from, I think it was €4 up to €10, and like blew us away. So it did. Absolutely unreal.
Yes, it did. She didn't need to do her.
She's so generous.
We enjoy her. But it shows, we really appreciate it, Carol, that you support us like that. And if you want to be as wonderful as Carol, well, you probably will never be as wonderful as Carol. But if you want to be close, you can head over to www.patreon.com/theartsaddlepodcast.
That's the one.
That's the one. And you can donate €1 a month. And you get bonus episodes. You're going to get 4 bonus episodes every month. You're going to get the jam. You're going to get a lovely message from us. And we have a few ideas. Once the more money rolls in, we can get a few of these made.
More money, baby.
All the money.
We'll add more. We'll add more content to the bonus content as we go. Let us know what you'd actually like to hear from us as well.
Yeah,
we can put up stuff that we think you might like to hear, but we don't know if you like to hear it or not. So just let us know. And
very true. Yeah,
you can always slide into our DMs. And I know Facebook isn't working right now today as of recording, and Instagram and WhatsApp, everything basically to do with Facebook. They're after shit in the bed for some reason. But slide into our DMs whenever it's all back and running again. You can talk to us about the show if you want to hear if you want us to talk about a specific news item in any given week, just send it to us. Bring our attention to it.
If you're an artist, you want to be on,
Yeah.
or you have your own music coming, or you saw a cool TV show or film, or I don't know, you saw something cool that you want us to chat about, we'll have an old look and we'll have a chat and we'll have a little goosey gander about it. Another ideas was, I know we had Uncle Fubar and Tebow, El Paul last week, which was I loved that episode. It was so much fun. But they do an awesome thing with a live stream on Twitch. And we were chatting about that. There's a lot of Copper tends to deal with a lot of the more technical side of this.
Yes.
I just rock up and smile. But we had an idea where we were gonna keep a track of not only cool things on the internet that you guys want us to check out, but also keep track of our old guests. So we might start doing things weekly where we start checking in with old acts and old people that were on and see what they're up to. Has anyone released some music? Has anyone been to prison? You know, these kind of questions you have to ask.
All the goss.
All the tea.
All the tea, yeah. Yes.
As the cultures say.
Yeah. I actually tried the streaming of a game there last week.
It popped up in my game, and I clicked in and it was like 40 minutes ago and I was snapping.
I actually ended up deleting it because I streamed Forza 4 on my PC here. I was just playing it, but my internet connection is not that good, so it was just a blurry mess because the game was so fast. I was bursting through the countryside, so it was so fast that I just didn't pick up. It was so blurry and you couldn't really make out anything. So I might.
What were you playing?
Try Forza 4. It's like a car racing game.
I see.
So it was really fast. So if I pick a slower game, or if we watch videos or something, it should be fine, I'd say. We'll give it a go anyway.
I've been playing a lot of Smash. I don't know if you've played a lot of Smash.
Smash Bros. I played it back in college on the Wii. Yeah.
I do. No, wait. See, I never really played it much. My sister has a Switch. She doesn't really play it. She got to play for a bit. Stopped playing it. And but I went on a trip down to Toom. Oh, it is a joke for you. What's the fastest town in Ireland? Toom. But I went down to Toom in Galway, and my mate Craig came with me, and he has a Switch and he brings it everywhere, and he was playing it. And I just got hooked. I was like, this is so fucking fun. So every night now I just sit in bed with the Switch and just play Smash, and it's a great game. So
you're sitting there playing with yourself, are you? Huh?
I'm playing with myself now. I'm smashing myself.
Smashing yourself. Fair play. I have an old dad joke. Before we get into the old music news and so on, I do have an old dad joke for you. Do you want to hear my impression of Batman?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, it's kryptonite. All right. It didn't go to plan. You're supposed to say, that's Superman. And I'm supposed to go, yeah, thanks. I know, it's great.
Yeah, I thought the joke was like you were just messing it up.
You just let me hang in there, man.
Yeah, sorry. There was too much complexity in that joke, man.
Okay.
I'll give you one, will I?
Yeah, go for it.
Right. 2 men break into a drugstore and they robbed all the Viagra. So the police had to put out an alert. They're looking for 2 hardened criminals.
Yeah. That's it. They're going around kind of hunched over.
Tripods.
Jeez. All right, suppose we'll get into the music news. Cut to the chase. We've had 11 minutes of fun, I guess. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty music news.
No more fun has been had.
No more fun.
No more fun. Fun has stopped. Now.
The fun police have arrived. No more fun.
Why would the fun police German?
I don't know. Oh, I just kind of went that way for some reason.
Yeah, you're digging yourself a hole now, man. You're going back in time. I'm not touching this. The temple pole, bro. I'm staying out of this.
Don't mention the what?
But go on.
Music news.
Music news at 7:50. Is it 7:50? Yes, 7:50 with Keenan Flanagan. So, we don't have a lot of news this week. Well,
Every week we just go, there's fucking no news this week.
the first week we had deadly news. We were like, this is a great segment. And then we realized, I think what happened on the first week is because we were taking news from like previous weeks that we didn't have a podcast. And now we're doing a weekly and we realize shit just doesn't happen.
Yeah. A
Especially
few bits and
during
pieces
COVID.
though. We do a few pieces. Don't turn off the podcast just yet, nice listener. We do have stuff to talk about.
Well, a few little things. David Lee Roth. I don't know if you know
Yes.
He, lead singer of Van Halen, and he recently announced that he's going to be retiring. Or throwing the shoes in, as he says,
Throwing the shoes
as he was quoted. I thought it was boots. Throwing the boots in, or throwing the towel in. Never hit throwing the shoes in. But I don't know what them Americans are like. Yeah. So, you can't really. He's American, isn't he?
He is, yeah. That's true. He announced it to this interview with the Las Vegas Review, and he just said, "This is the first, the only, an official announcement. You've got the news. Share it with the world." It's like, okay, that's it. He's not going to talk about it anymore.
It is a kind of interesting topic that you can bring from it, because it'd be more prevalent with you because you're older than me. But even I kind of feel it. People I would have listened to growing up are like getting old and retiring. And I've seen Bill Burr talk about it. I don't know if you've seen, he was like, you're getting old when all your favorite acts are getting Lifetime Achievement Awards. And it's kind of, there's a trueness in it of going like, when these bands that we would have listened to growing up are now retiring and going like, I worked hard. You're like, shit, man. It's a kind of, they're all mad. Yeah. Except fucking Sinead O'Connor, which just, she keeps flip-flopping. Fair play to her.
Oh, yeah. Is she retired or is she not retired now? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I can't remember where she left it.
I think she
came back again.
Yeah, she's retired from recording.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. She
Studio.
wasn't doing a lot of
do live gigs, but she won't go studio anymore.
She wasn't doing a lot though.
Yeah. Maybe she was. We just don't hear about it because it's not, mass media, mainstream media, perhaps.
Maybe she's not. Yeah.
But I have some interesting thoughts about Mr. David Lee Roth. Well, not thoughts, some facts, I guess, about him.
Go on, give me some facts.
I think he was on Joe Rogan podcast there, it must be last year. I can't remember now. But he has a full body Japanese tattoo. So the way you see these Yakuza guys, and they have the full body, the sleeves, the arms, the legs, the back, the bum, everywhere.
Like the whole
body, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And he also worked as a ambulance EMT in America as well. Oh. He got a qualification and he did it, I think in New York or somewhere. He did that for like a year or 2 years or something like that. Like, that's kind of cool. That's only in the last like 5-6 years. Like,
No way.
So he's a dude. He's an interesting dude. He's just eccentric. He's bombastic, bigger than life. But he seems like
I don't know a lot about him, but anything I've seen, he seems like a character.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like he's 100%. A true kind of to himself character. He's
true rock star. Like, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
that's your Van Halen
retiring. Papa bless, all the best to him.
Papa bless.
Do you have any news?
I do. We have Dave Grohl is after coming back to a news story we talked about a few weeks ago about the Nirvana Nevermind cover art about the guy who is seeking Spencer. What's his name? Spencer
Hill or something.
Something like that. Yes, it's just a Spencer here. But Spencer seeking $2.5 million in legal damages. Because his identity and legal name are forever tied to the commercial sexual exploitation he experienced as a minor, which has been distributed and sold worldwide from time to time, from the time he's a baby to the present day. But anyway, Dave Grohl has said, I have many ideas about how we should alter that cover. We'll see what happens. We'll let you know. I'm sure we'll come up with something good. But a bit wishy-washy. But basically he's saying that they're going to alter it in future. They're going to didn't you say they were going to put a sticker on it before, but they didn't? Yeah. Or something to put in the wrong place or something?
So they originally... Look, I don't know how true this is, but apparently they agreed to have a sticker over him, but then they just released it without it.
Yeah.
So, I read that Dave Grohl said something, but I didn't read the whole thing.
It's a bit wishy-washy.
I'm kind of shocked that he wasn't a bit more kind of pricky. Like, I was expecting to be like, yeah, tell him to go fuck himself.
I'd say he doesn't really care. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, we'll fix it.
Going forward, it's kind of weird now because I feel like it doesn't really matter. I feel like them vinyls are going to get a lot more expensive. Like
yeah, if you have the original one without not being altered, could be worth a good bit of money in the future. Boom, there you go. Buy up a few.
I want to go out and buy one. I want to go out and buy loads of them. Yeah.
Buy loads of them. So that's that. It's not a huge amount of news in regards to that, but have another bit.
Okay, you have more exciting.
The man who inspired your haircut sometimes, Morgan Wallin, famous for his what's it, party at the front, business business up front, party at the back,
business in front, party at back, the old mullet.
Mullet, yeah. Morgan Wallin, the country singer, he was banned by the Country Music Awards ceremony, despite being nominated for Album of the Year. And of course, I think it was a year and a half or 2 years ago now or whatever, sort of the start of the whole pandemic, where he was caught on film with saying racial slurs. And basically, he was kind of cancelled, but at the same time, his album was still like #1 for like weeks and months after that happened and all this kind of stuff. So apparently the Country Music Awards have removed him from other ballots in the 2021 award show, as the entertainer and the vocalist ballots. They've removed him, but they've left in the album, so as not to limit the opportunity for other credited collaborators. Collaborators. I can't say the word.
Okay.
Collaborators of the work itself. So if he wins it, he'd be like, Morgan Wallen win this, but not really. It's everyone else that worked on the album, the producers and the other musicians and this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know, which is kind of fair enough. I guess. But
yeah, it's something that I wouldn't even thought about. You know, when they were banning it, I'm like, oh, okay, but to leave it in and say, well, there is other people that worked on it. Kind of makes sense. You know, but it's touchy ground. I think
it is.
But it's interesting they banned them.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you said he was saying racial slurs like 2 years ago, was it?
I think it was about a year and a half ago. Yeah, something like that. And then he was filmed at a bar, like kissing some young one, and no one was wearing a mask at the time. And this was like the start of the lockdown. It was like really, really touchy. You know what I mean? So for that and saying racial slurs, kind of got cancelled, but not really cancelled either.
Was there a award ceremony? What was the award ceremony?
Country Music Awards, CMA.
Was the one last year or anything?
Don't think so. If it was, it would have been like a virtual thing, I'd say.
Yeah.
Doesn't say here now.
Yeah, I don't know. How much damage is it going to do to his reputation?
This is a bit of news now, so that's getting the name back out there. It's just what's it say? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
No such thing as bad publicity, yeah.
So
gone away.
If people have forgotten about him, they might go, oh, Morgan Wallen. Oh, there's a name I remember now. And we're talking about him, so here we are.
There you go, yeah. So you won though. That's interesting. Interesting bit of news. I have do you have any more news?
I do, but you can go next.
Okay. Well, I have 2 pieces of news, but I'll say the last one that we chatted about, which will lead into a discussion.
Yes.
Festivals and stuff. So the other news is the man, the myth, the legend himself. The guy that just looks out of place in every picture he's in. Mr. Garrett Brooks.
Garrett Brooks.
Garrett.
What did I say? Garrett Brooks. It's Garrett. But you always say Garrett Brooks.
Garrett.
I love it.
The old boy, Garrett Brooks, right? He fucking... I want to stick with... I've already rolled with it. I did it last week as well, so I'm rolling with it. His 3 little shows are going ahead. 3 little shows. His 3 Crow Park headline shows have been approved by the council. Now the council
of the Elders.
Council of the Elders. Are we in Skyrim or something? But something was said about him. Basically, the council are going to talk to the locals to see if they can put things in place to keep them basically happy. But
Give me earmuffs, be grand.
That's it.
Few
that's it.
earplugs.
Just move their houses just for the 3 days and move
Give them
them
fucking
back.
free tickets.
Yeah,
That's
let's
it.
go, man.
Boom.
Don't even listen to
For
a lot
every
of this
night.
shit, but
Give them a few tickets from giving friends and family and come over and have parties and whatever. Jeez, there you are.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Like free tickets.
you should go around and play gigs in each of their houses.
Yeah. I say if they got
Play
the
with all of my roots.
Join the Crow Park, they have the VIP box. You know, give me a fucking VIP box. Here you are.
There you go. And then you fucking... Nah, I did still find a way to give out.
Yeah.
No, but it's... Jesus going ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's I think it's more of a fight of dependency on music. Like the Crow Park is trying to get as much try to get as much money back into that system as they can with COVID and everything.
Oh, I don't feel very sorry for the GAA now, in fairness.
Yeah, no, not at all. But
basically making money off the back of amateur players. But anyway, that's a whole other argument.
yeah, that's very true, actually. Yeah, we used to have when I was in secondary school. One of the players, Kieran Kearney. He was a guy. He was the fucking football player for Dublin, and yeah, man, he was like a substitute teacher in our school, and he just got hell for it. Like, it was just so funny. He'd come in, and he was like buff as fuck, and he'd be in this suit, and it'd be like you ever see like when like Arnold Schwarzenegger wears a suit,
yeah,
and it's like really tight on him, and he's like walking awkwardly,
yeah.
and he'd come in and try to teach us like fucking Shakespeare, and we'd all just be like, we just wouldn't take him seriously, and he didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
But he was a good guy. He just, his football career hurt his teaching career because we were just like, you play football, don't you? Hey! And he'd be like, all right, listen up now, listen up. But yeah, they all, like, it's kind of mad, isn't it? How, like, how literally it's a lot of them just volunteer to do it. Most of them do it.
No, they all do. I think the
pay
managers
and
get paid and stuff. That's it. So all the players are amateur. Then you have the argument that if it's professional, then you could sell a player from one county to the other county and all this kind of stuff. So it keeps that from happening. But at the same time, these guys are putting so much time and effort and filling these stadiums with 80,000 people or 40,000 people there. A few, back in September. But
blood, sweat, and tears. Like,
there's millions and millions of euros in it, and these guys are not seeing the damn thing. They might get a few, a free dinner out of it or something every now and again, probably in a party or whatever. But that's it.
But isn't it the same as like the whole Spotify argument? It's ridiculous. But unless we do something about it,
yeah,
like we can complain, but like unless all the guy players but just like we're not playing anymore, like nothing's gonna happen. So.
Yeah, and there's too much of a community thing there for them to say, oh no, we're not playing this Sunday or whatever, because then they let the whole county down. They couldn't have that either, and then they just get shunned and whatever. But yeah, the big wigs up the GA, don't feel sorry for them. Tell you that.
Not at all. Shower of fucking suit wearing bastards. But go on, you have a bit of news for me, don't you?
I have another bit of news. We have Eminem. Mr. Slim Shady, Mr. Marshall Mathers, please stand up. He is over in Detroit. He's after opening up his mom's spaghetti restaurant. So he has.
Mom's spaghetti.
What's the palms are sweaty. On my shirt, mom's spaghetti.
Weak, arms spaghetti.
That's it. You got
vomit on a sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous.
So lose yourself. Yeah, he's after opening up that restaurant in Detroit.
Such a fucking smart business move.
Oh, it's unreal.
Because like, it's so genius, and like, it's quite expensive. Like, I was looking at the price.
$12 for like a a box of spaghetti. Like a Chinese carton of spaghetti.
His sketty sandwich, which is like 2 slices of bread and spaghetti, and it's $14.
Oh, no way. How much is spaghetti? Like, you buy a bag of spaghetti for what, €1, €2, and then the bit of sauce for €1, €2.
Yeah.
But that's in the shop.
I don't know if you've seen all the
If you're
pictures of him
Commercial would be different.
promoting it.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the pictures?
I've seen him. He turned up at the window when people are picking up their order, and he's like, "Hey, guy, here you are." And then he had
The
selfies.
guy doesn't know how to smile.
Yeah, he's just so.
He's very fucking
miserable looking.
serious. Like, yeah, miserable looking. When you're getting 14 quid for a fucking spaghetti, I'd fucking be smiling. I would.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's
Jesus.
too cool to smile. If he smiled,
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
give away
he's
his
too-
whole
he's too-
persona and all. You know,
But yeah, he's too.
Yeah, he's too cool.
Hip hoppy.
that's it.
Mm.
Hip hoppy wappy.
Yeah.
Hippity
Hip hoppy
hoppity.
wappy, spaghetti hoppy.
And
But it's kind of cool. It's a cool little
nice little
marketing
news story.
deal.
And I have another news story before I suppose we get into our main talking point for the
Jeez,
episode.
we actually have loads of
Yeah,
news
I
this
don't know where
week.
you were going with the no stories. I had loads of stories.
You said it as well. This fucking nothing this week. No, he'll hidely hodly. That was my impression of you.
Hippity hoppity day you. So Elvis Costello, or as we say in
Uh-oh.
Ireland, Elvis Costello.
Costello.
Costello. He was actually not to I'll have to promote my other podcast.
We're gonna bleep, bleep, bleep.
I was talking about him on my last episode with a certain Colin Gavin.
Colin Gavin. Yes.
Yes.
Colin Gavin is a wonderful man. It was
Yes.
great to see you had him on because I love both of you guys.
Yeah, and he
No,
told me
he's
that
the
he
best.
listens to the podcast, the Art Saddle. So hello, Colin.
No way.
How are you doing?
Hello, Colin.
Shout out to
Hello.
Colin.
Shout out to Colin. Yeah, no, it's lovely. He's a very talented man. He has a very poetic way of speaking. Which I
Does.
really like. Great way of writing. I did a cover of one of his songs.
Yeah.
It's called I Never Said Thanks. It's on. I popped it up to him like the first lockdown.
Ah,
He
okay.
thought it was deadly, but great guy. And Elvis Costello is an intro because I don't know much about Elvis Costello.
Yeah, I didn't either before. But we went into his history and that. And the reason I'm bringing him up now is because he has defended pop star Olivia Rodrigo after she was accused of lifting one of his guitar riffs. And of course, Olivia Rodrigo, honestly, I haven't even listened to her, but apparently on her first single, she kind of, it was very similar to Paramore's.
Good for you. You look happy.
Oh, that's the song, yeah. What's the Paramore song? It's
Misery Business.
Misery Business, that's the one, yeah. So she was accused of ripping that off. But then her next song, or one of her recent songs anyway, has been accused of ripping off Costello's 1978 hit Pump It Up, which is that song. Do, 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 do. But
In my head, I was thinking, pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Oh, no.
Pump it up.
you
Pump
know,
it up.
pump it up.
I was like, I didn't know he wrote that song. What the fuck?
Yeah, he did the pump it up, you know you're gonna be there, pump it up, dude. Yeah, something like that. And I apologize for my shoddy singing. So shoddy workmanship, Ted. Someone on Twitter has said Rodrigo's song was pretty much a direct lift. And Costello replied to that tweet, "This is fine by me. It's how rock and roll works. You take broken pieces of another trill and make it a brand new toy." And that's what I did. So he basically is talking about how, I think we mentioned it in the previous episode, where everything is kind of a remix anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you go back to like a Led Zeppelin song, and they would have got, say, Stairway to Heaven from an early Taurus track, and they've kind of remolded it into Stairway to Heaven, or the amount of, the drum loop, the drum intro to When the Levee Breaks. It's another famous Led Zeppelin song. And that intro has been, it's like the most sampled drum piece ever in hip hop songs and all sorts of things. And obviously, I'm not saying that to, defend plagiarism, but at the same time, there's only so many notes in the scale, and things, they come around again and again. But
it's all about like there's a line, and I feel like it's getting dangerously harder to walk on that line.
yeah,
Nowadays, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. But I feel it's like anything. Like if you listen, say if you you ever go through them phases where you listen to like one artist and you love that shit? If you write a song, you're gonna be taking so much from them artists because you're so inspired by what they're doing, you know. And it's all about trying to make it creative. And if you feel like it's notably apparent that they sound the same, there's nothing wrong with being like, I took a lot of inspiration from this artist because I love what they're doing. I feel like it is getting harder and harder, but I feel like obviously with the internet as well, it's no longer. It used to be a record label hear a song and they go, that's plagiarism, I'm gonna go after that. But now you just have like keyboard warrior fans that will like harass someone on Twitter over, and you kind of respect Elvis Costello for being like, a couple of fans might be like, she stole her, and he's like, I don't give a shit, just so leave it. Which is kind of, I think that's quite rock and roll of him.
And it reminds me of one of my, I suppose, musical icons is a guy called Devin Townsend. I don't know if you know him at all, Keenan, but he's this Canadian metal producer, singer, guitarist, and there's a band called Machine Head. They released a song 2 years ago or so, but the main riff was the exact same as the Devin Townsend song called Love. And he just said, hey, I know those guys in Machine Head, they're good guys. I don't think they ripped me off intentionally. It's all good, no worries. Like, that was it.
That's cool. Like, I think there's a bit of like, once everything's so technical now, everyone's trying to be very technical. There's laws for copyright, technical. Look at all these technical terms. It's like, at the end of the day, like if someone rips you off and you're like, oh man, they ripped me off, they must think I'm good. Cool. Fair play to them. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And in a way, it's kind of free promotion, because if you have a song that sounds similar to something else, and like you're like, oh, that sounds similar to like that Elvis Costello song, you never know. You could be listening to this new song and then all of a sudden you're, I'll check out that. I might listen to Elvis. You might subconsciously want to listen to it.
There's that too.
Yeah,
at the same time, you wouldn't like anyone to rob your song at the same time. So it's kind of a weird, you're kind of walking this line.
I walk the line.
Yeah. But that's an interesting topic, all right. I think we'll probably be talking about more than that in the future, I'd say. Definitely, sure. But I have no more news. Do you want to get on to our last bit of news and the main topic of our conversation?
Yes, sure. Yeah. So, Glastonbury is going ahead. And they announced that Billie Eilish will be, she's headlining the festival, which is awesome. She's actually the youngest ever solo artist to headline Glastonbury in the history of the festival.
Wait, she's 19. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like she is fucking, like she is such a fucking
like
inspiration.
24 or something anyway.
She's such an inspiration to everyone. Just kind of show, I think she kind of, the revolution of like bedroom mixing and doing it yourself has been going for years, but she really kickstarted the like, you can do this on your own. Like you don't need anyone.
She did have rich parents though. But anyway, go on.
No, yeah, but like I think a lot of it is to do with the talent of her and her brother.
Yeah, it's Phineas or something, isn't it?
Have you seen the weird stuff about? Have you seen the weird stuff about him?
No.
Have you seen his girlfriend?
No.
She's a spitting image of Billy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a people are like, that's a bit weird now.
Oh no.
Yeah. I have a look there, because I was told about this the other day, and I was like, look up Billie Eilish's brother's girlfriend, and you'll see there's like they look quite similar.
Kinda. I don't know. I wouldn't. Maybe. I've seen look at a few other pictures now. It's kind of a bit alright.
it's a bit too close.
It's a bit close, but it's not like identical.
Right. I fucking inbred Kelly over there. Relax, like Jesus, no, she doesn't look half bad. Fair play, though.
She's grand, like.
But I think that like neither one of them would have made it without each other. You know, Billie needed the talent of her brother, and her brother couldn't have done it without how talented Billie is. And I think they make a great team, and it kind of shows. Ignoring the fact that there's rich parents involved and stuff like that, their talent and the way she's revolutionizing kind of pop music and kind of changing. She's like genre jumping a lot, and she's doing her own thing. She's genre jumping, but she's being her, which is a very hard thing to do because you're either stuck in one genre or you combine genres, but it's very obvious and it's very clear that you're combining genres, but she's doing it in a way that you're like, I can't even pick out what genres she's combining. She's just doing it in such a personal way. So fair play to her. You know, she's killing them. But that leads on to our little topic we were chatting. I was chatting about on festivals and our experience with festivals.
Exactly. Now, like, how have you attended many festivals in your life?
No. Actually, I've never been to a big festival. I've never been to like EP or band dance or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've been to smaller festivals.
Like the non-camping over one kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to like, you know, Dublin City Council festivals, and I've been to like little thing in the country. I have a bit of experience in playing smaller festivals.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was never into like mainstream pop music when I was growing up. So a lot of the festivals didn't really appeal to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, I just go and have fun. You know, but I was always into music. So I was like, I'm not paying the money just to go and have a good time. I want to actually kind of go for an actor, an artist, you know?
Yeah.
So, what about you?
Yeah, I've been to Independence one year. Trying to think what year it was now. Probably like 2017, I guess. 2018.
Okay.
Who
played?
There was, I think the Kooks were the headliner.
Cool.
But I didn't get to see them because I was hungover and lying in my tent. That was the second. The first day, I probably went a bit mad, drank too much. I think I had a bottle of vodka, so I was tipping into that.
Oh, hey!
I went a bit mad. So I saw the bands I wanted to see though on the first day. It was like Hudson Taylor, The Stunning. Just can't remember who else, to be honest with you. But it was good crack anyway.
They're another band that kind of is doing really well from where they came from, Hudson Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. A big fan of them.
Yeah. I used to see them in Temple Bar, Buska.
Oh yeah.
I remember I used to back in the day when I was a little banky, and I'd go in on the session on Saturday, and you'd see them fucking. They had this thing where they would stand on poles. If you look at their early stuff with a busking with like Orla Gartland and stuff, they had like that main thing was they would do a lot of acoustic stuff, but they would always stand on poles on like Grafton Street and Temple Bar. So they kind of like people would walk by and just see this like lunatic standing on a pole. And yeah, I was really into them, and I got their first album signed on CD. I got to meet them, and I was like, I love you guys. And I had this like really like just big quiff. I loved my hair at the time. I had like a quiff, and it was like hairspray, and I wore a cardigan. Yeah, man.
Oh,
it's fucking cool. It was
D4.
It was real D4 on me, yeah. And now I'm just sitting here, fucking in desperate need of a wash. You know, that kind of.
But the reason I brought this up, I suppose, was I was watching the Woodstock '99 documentaries. I think it's HBO. Brought it out there recently, and of course Woodstock was that famous, back in 1969, was that famous festival where Jimi Hendrix played the Star Spangled Banner, lit the guitar on fire, and you had all these like super huge bands at the time playing to crowds of like, how many? It was like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
It was all peace and
There
love
was too
and
many
mud
there
and
that they
drugs
couldn't.
and happy times. And then there've been a few more ever since. I think there was a Woodstock 94, which actually went off without a hitch. It was still the kind of peace and love vibe. Then Woodstock 99, they had a lot more kind of angsty metal bands on the lineup, which I love. I'm a big
Chili
metal
Peppers
fan.
and Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
And...
Well, angsty metal wouldn't be Chili Peppers. They'd be more.
I know, but like it was a lot more of these
They had like Korn. They had
less peace and love kind of bands.
Yeah, they had Korn, Limp Bizkit, Metallica. Of course, I love those bands, but they didn't fit the whole Woodstock vibe, the peace and love. And of course, the whole festival just like descended into chaos. There was
madness. Yeah.
Madness. There was like no water for people, or there was these water fonts set up for free water, and people just ended up starting showering in them and bathing in them with shampoo and everything. So you just couldn't drink the water. And then the vendors were selling bottles of water for like $4, which was crazy. This was back in 99, which is crazy, and that'd be crazy today. And there was a lack of food. There was a lack of toilets. The toilets weren't being cleaned. They're all backed up. There was the sewage was being leaking out onto the ground, and there's water overflowing from other places, and all the water and the sewage started mixing up, and people thought it was mud, but they were rolling around it and throwing it and getting all over their face, but it wasn't mud.
No, it was fucking shit.
Shit. And then I kind of got to this. Oh, it was really hot too. It was like over 40 degrees Celsius as well, and it was on an Air Force base, so the whole ground was tarmac, so that like it radiated the heat as well. So everyone was just so hot. There was no shade, there was no water, no food. And then you had Limp Bizkit come on, and they were singing like break stuff. Give me something to break, and this kind of stuff. Yeah. And there were people like battering down the walls and getting like sheets of plywood and started surfing on the plywood and started breaking. And basically, I think by the third day, just deciding to riots, and there was like women being groped and raped, and there was violence. There was things being burnt, broken. Horrible,
Chili
horrible,
Peppers
crazy.
done a cover of the Hendrix song "Fire."
Yeah.
And they were told, I'm pretty sure they were told not to do it.
Yeah.
But they did it, and that subsequently caused like 4 or 5 bonfires to be set
Right.
in the place.
Yeah. That's the same with Fred Durst. He was told during the gig, the organizer coming up to him and say, "Hey man, look, calm it down a bit." But he was like playing the character of Fred Durst, like, "Yo, give me something to break, bitch." All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Fred Durst.
And there was these call-outs as well. These bands were doing like call-outs to the original 1969 Woodstock. So they were like, you had like Wycliffe John, you know that guy, the guy from the Fugees, Wycliffe John.
Oh yeah.
And he went on to run for president of Haiti, where he was, he came from. But he lost that. But then he set up a charity for Haiti for the earthquake, but ended up that the money was not given to Haiti. It was pretty much like skimmed off the top by him and his cronies or whoever. But anyway, he was playing, and he started playing the fucking Star Spangled Banner just the same as Jimi Hendrix did. But you could tell he played it somewhat diligently, but you could tell he wasn't a natural guitarist. He was like hunched over looking at the fretboard, kind of, "Oh my God, don't fuck this up. And he started smashing the guitar, he put it down on the ground. The guy came over, put lighter fluid on it, and they were trying to light it on fire, but they couldn't get the yoke to light. They're a good 2 minutes trying to get the light. But then again, this is actually lost on the audience, because these are all like 99 kids. I think there was an interview where a guy asked a guy, who's Jimi Hendrix? Or who plays Star Spangled Banner at the original Woodstock? And man just like, who? I don't know. What? I have no idea. It's like,
well, it's different now because we have the internet.
Yeah, back then you didn't.
Things up. Yeah, so people are just. But it kind of reminded me of something that I learned about today, in college, and it's kind of mad we're talking about it. So there was a festival called the Monterey Pop Festival. And it was in California, and it was 2 years before the original Woodstock. So it was June 16th to the 18th, 67.
Yeah.
And the bands they had on it, they had Janet Joplin. They had
Janet Joplin.
Otis Redding. Yeah, that's the one.
Janet Joplin. Gareth Brooks.
Gareth Brooks. They had The Who, The Grateful Dead, which had only been formed for 2 years at this point. Jimi Hendrix played. The Animals played. And the Mamas and Papas played.
Yeah. Mama Cass.
Kind of man. What?
Mama Cass. I think she was the leader of the Mamas and Papas, and she was a good friend of Charlie Manson.
She was, wasn't she? Yeah, I heard about that.
They're all in
But
the
you
inner
know
circle.
who went to the festival, which I wrote it down here from earlier in class. What's his name? Hang on.
Early in podcast class, he was taking notes.
Yes, here I was. Podcast class. Clyde Davis.
Clyde Davis. Who's that fella?
Clyde Davis went to the festival. Clyde Davis is an American recording artist. And he went to the festival. And he said that was the first time the artist could just get up and play the 1,000. It was two hippies that fucking ran it, just like Woodstock. Right? And he went on to work for CBS and Columbia Records. And man, this guy signed so many insane people. He joined Janet Joplin. He signed Anita Franklin, Johnny Cash, Patti Smith, Whitney Houston, Westlife. Who else did he sign? And a lot of these he's seen at the festival. And
Westlife at the 1967 festival.
Well, not yet. Yeah, not at the. He didn't see
Obviously.
fucking down. Cop on now. But he seen Janet Joplin at the festival, and she was playing with our band Big Brother and the Holding Company, and he was kind of the reason why she went solo, because he was like, he thought she could do much better solo. So kind of signed the Kinks. He signed Alan Jackson.
No, Chattahoochee.
He signed
It's hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Yes. He also founded Bad Boy Records with Puff Daddy, which ended up signing like Notorious B.I.G. and a few of the rap heads.
P. Diddy, as he's called now, isn't it?
P. Diddy, yes.
How would you go from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy? What the hell? Show us your Diddies.
Show us your Diddies now. He signed Aerosmith. He worked for Pink Floyd, Robert, Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, the Chamber Brothers, Simon & Garfunkel, the Byrds. Like, he got so many artists, and a lot of them were from this festival.
Nice.
I'm probably saying it wrong. Monterey.
Monterey. Yeah.
Monterey. Yeah. Monterey.
But
Monterey.
I can tell you
go.
one story from my Independence Festival. I felt like an old fella. I was like probably 29 at the time when I went to it, but they're all like 18-year-olds around me. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I do not belong here, kind of thing.
Yeah, man, you're going to be put on a list, yeah.
Yeah. But the first night I went mad and got really drunk and had a great time. And the second night I was like really hungover. So I ended up going back to my tent early to try to get some sleep. And I put my head out. I heard like a streaming outside. Like it's, someone letting off some stream. Yeah. So I just popped my head out the tent to see what the hell's going on. And I felt I was a part of this group of tents. We're all like lined up around a circle of a little patch of green, a patch of grass. And there was this fella dead centre of the grass, fella out, having an old pish. And I looked up at him and was like, "You all right there, man?" Like, look, a few feet from my face was this stream of piss. Like, I goes, "You all right there, fella?" I go, "Oh, yeah, no problem at all." I was like, "Okay."
No.
No shame. No. I was like, "Okay, I'll just pop my head back in, close it up, try to go back to sleep."
Yeah, old man copper gonna get battered by the young youth.
Oh, not at all. No. He's like, Grandma Mary, how are you by yourself? Just like, for fuck's sake,
Off his
midstream.
head on the L
But
stuff.
that's the worst. That's the worst of my festival going experience. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as Woodstock '99. Thankfully, anyway.
Yeah. Would you have went to Woodstock '99?
I probably would have, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'd love to see like Metallica. Well, I've seen Metallica like 4 times, so probably just another notch on my belt to go see him in Woodstock '99. But of course, I was only about 10 at the time.
Yeah.
'99. So you were what? You were like your nappy still.
I was born in '99.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would have been. When was it in '99?
Probably June or July or something like that. Summertime.
I would have been like 3 months old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
There you go. So straight over there.
yeah.
I wouldn't even need to use the toilets. So I just had a nappy on me. So off I go, partying hard,
That's
partying strong, partying long.
But I think that brings us to the end of our episode. And I think we're going to take it on over to our Patreon. Slide into the
That
page.
was a really good episode, wasn't it? I feel like that went well.
Pat yourself on the back there. It's all good. Slap.
Slap.
Yeah, it was good crack. And yeah, slide over. If you want to listen to our bonus episode, we're going to continue talking for a bit more. I have a story. I didn't tell you anything about this so far, but I was bitten by a spider during the week. I'll tell you about that.
Do tell.
I'll tell you about that in the Patreon.
And I can tell you about all the interesting things I've been up to.
Yes. So if you want to listen to that episode and our previous bonus episodes, there's both video and audio format over on our Patreon, and that is patreon.com/The Art Saddle Podcast. And again, big shout out to Carol Lewis for upping her pledge. She's keeping us going, keeping the wheels a turning and the fires a burning, as I always say.
Go on, Carol.
Oh yeah,
champion.
Oh, I forgot to say, we were talking about my other podcast earlier, but we didn't mention what the name was. It's Copper's Corner Podcast. And I'll be having a certain Mr. Keenan Flannery on this week talking about Townes Van Zandt, one of his
Townes Van Zandt
big influences and inspirations and so on.
Yes.
So go over to there if you want to hear us talking a bit more. And I'll have to keep him on a good leash now. There's other podcasts we don't swear and curse, so I'll have to keep him.
Do we not?
No. It's nice and clean, family friendly.
Oh man, you're just a bore.
So I'll have to keep you on a tight leash.
You will, yeah, you will. But until then, it's been a pleasure. Thank you everyone for listening in. And if you want to catch our ramblings, head over to the Patreon. €1 a month will get you more of us, which is, I don't think you can have enough of us.
No.
But maybe someday I'll be able to buy a nice camera. You know, nice
we can see your pretty face better.
Yeah, there you go. But thank you, Cop.
Thanks very much. Yeah,
everyone else for listening.
Absolutely. We talk to you next week. All the best. Bye bye.